As native New Yorkers, how are you guys dealing with what happened on Tuesday?
I still feel like I'm maybe only dealing with this much of it, you know, like being right here in New York, especially for me. You know, I'm not far where I live. I'm not far from the World Trade Center, so I actually watched a lot of what happened, and I just, you know, it was really more disbelief than belief for me. And you know, one of the things that I think is amazing that I've seen here, especially like where we all live, which is just downtown and closer to the World Trade Center itself, is just how much like people are actually really trying to help, and actually, you know, people are going. It's not like a scene of looting and what can I do for myself. It's more like, okay, well, how can I help?
Now, obviously, everybody's trying to make some sense of this. Has the sheer craziness of this, though, got you worried at all?
It is worrying to hear about the reactions outside of Manhattan and outside of New York City, and it's just like we're worried about, basically, and why we're here is we're worried about violence that's going to happen in America, and we're worried that people are going to take things into their own hands and react to this in a violent way, we just want to see basically we just really want to see people come together and help out.
Yeah, I think it's really important for people to recognize that although this may or may not have been done by people from the Middle East or people of Arabic descent, that even if that turns out to be the case, that in no way means that the majority of Arabic or Muslim people are negative people. I grew up in a Middle Eastern neighborhood in Brooklyn, and I have a lot of friends that I grew up with that are of Middle Eastern descent, and people need to know that most Middle Eastern people would find this horrible, just as, you know, are completely offended by it. And now the idea that some people who are of Middle Eastern descent are being the victims of American nationalism is terrifying.
As the Beastie Boys told us last week, it's the most humane sort of response to an inhuman act.
One way to look at this is that hatred leads to more hatred, and violence leads to more violence, and the only way to really end that cycle is through compassion or through love or through constructive action. And I think it's really important to remember that through this kind of a thing, because it's really easy to fall into a trap of like hatred and rage and anger and end up doing things that just perpetuate the cycle of violence that's going on. And so I think it's important for everyone to just stay constructive and think of constructive things that they can do to help change the situation.